Right, well, good morning, and I'm super excited to present my ideas and what I've done in the past 3 days. Well, okay, well, could have been mine, but might be yours. Either way, we can solve this with the so-called, basically, intellectual property. That's where it comes in. We are Lightbulb IP, and we propose smart solutions for smart cities, and we're going to do this through intellectual property. So briefly, what is IP? What does it cover? And I'd like to limit this from the start almost. It covers many things. So it covers, for instance, copyright. We have music, the music industry, for instance. We also have designs. We have trademarks and other things. However, all we're interested in are inventions, patents. So briefly, what is a patent? A patent offers protection. It offers some kind of incentive for a developer, an inventor, to put their product on the market and know and have some kind of lowered risk that they will generate profit, it will be protected. That's essentially what a patent is. So it offers incentive, as it was highlighted before, and that is hugely important because if there is no incentive, then innovators are not motivated and we can't move forward in smart cities. So, what we looked at, essentially, in a nutshell, is the cost. Because to small-scale companies and to private individuals, the cost is huge. And large companies, for instance, they have the lawsuits, they have the legal advice, the legal teams, the money, essentially, to deal with the cost and to progress with their innovations. So what we decided to do is tackle the cost problem. And obviously, this problem should be, or this solution, rather, should be implemented in smart cities. So what we want to do, we want to actually do two things simultaneously. We want to reduce the costs, and at the same time, we want to increase the incentive. And ultimately, this has to be a self-sufficient system. So somehow, it has to generate money, and this can go back and start the system again. It has to be a cycle, because otherwise it's not very efficient, very sustainable, that's the word. Great. So let's get on to our video. We've prepared a brief video to highlight and showcase what it's about.
This is Sean. He has a great idea and wants to file for a patent. National governments receive a priority list from the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO. Sean's government collects information on local and nationwide needs specific to their country. They rearrange WIPO's priority list according to their specific needs. Sean's government has determined his invention is in their first priority, and he has granted their maximum support. This is the period of time where Sean must make his vision a reality through production and market release. Sean is rich now. A small part of Sean's money flows back to the government to finance the next great invention. A self-sustaining monetary system is created.
And that's us at Lightbulb IP. Quite finished. Thank you, thanks. So anyhow, let's just recap that very briefly. Right. So as you saw, there are these incentives which we have to create, and we do this using a priority list. So the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization, which exists, by the way, will basically set priorities, set targets, like we want to develop, say, technologies in building infrastructures, using, say, bamboo to build. I'll have that as first priority. But then on a local scale, it could be that Singapore, they need a different priority. They want innovators to work for something else or to be incentivized to go into a different channel. So they can shuffle this list, and thereupon there will be financial resources for even small-scale people to move forward and develop, and hence enhance a smart city. So what we have is a self-sustaining cycle. Money is put in by investors. This could be governmental, could be somebody else. This then drives innovation, which in turn the smart city will profit from, whether it's in the infrastructure or having a better kind of level in the market. Then, with this profit which is generated, we go back. Some of it, for instance, a cut of, or a percentage of what was originally put in, could flow back. I mean, this is kind of, this comes down to licensing, or rather not licensing, but documentations with, well, whoever's involved. That would have to be agreed and arranged before the cycle begins. And then, as I say, it goes on. So I'd like to conclude our brief pitch with two core statements. The first is, I hope you can see it, first is, this improvement levels the playing field between private and corporate innovators. And the dynamic drives incentives for improving urban resilience through intellectual property. So in summary, we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We are not trying to come up with an entirely new system. We're leaving the legal system to itself, or as it is, rather. We're just trying to tweak it slightly to level the playing field and push innovations where we need them. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. Also, good morning from my side. I'm also very excited to tell you about the solution for the Smart Cities Challenge of my group. Today I'm going to talk to you about the National Smart Cities Patent Department, the so-called NSCPD. But first, I want to talk about the current IP system. We tried to figure out some major pros and cons about the system we have right now. And we found that it's obviously a good system because it provides you with market exclusivity, which then also inspires for innovation because you can protect what you actually develop. But besides all the good points we found about our system, we also found some major negative ones. For example, we have high entry costs. They are caused by, for example, the patent fee. They are caused by the patent attorneys that you have to pay for writing your patent. And it gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. So we have difficulties, especially for SMEs and small startups, because they are hindered to enter the IP system and to protect what they create. So we thought, yeah, we already have a very good system, but we could actually improve it and make it more attractive for little companies and startups. So for now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine, or maybe some of you already have, but imagine you have a small company or a startup. And there's a way you get free advertisement which connects you to your most important customers. Then you have the ability to sell your item to those most important customers that you just got connected to for free. You also get the ability to work together with those customers and improve your product substantially. And furthermore, which is probably most important regarding to our challenge, you get a free patent. What sounds pretty unreal at first and not possible, we actually come up with a system that could allow that. And to explain it, I'm going to show you the amazing animation my team did. And we look at our inventor, John.
Here's John. He's sick of the traffic in his city. He had an idea for a possible invention that could fix this. After creating his product, he wants to take it to the next step. But unfortunately, it was very expensive.
This is when the NSCPD comes in. The NSCPD is a department that allows inventors to apply for patents of products that can benefit the city. Who then looks at the patents at the NSCPD? Well, each city democratically elects representatives that form the committee of NSCPD. Inside the NSCPD, the representatives independently scan the patents and choose one in the interest of the city. Once the selection is done, each city refunds the initial cost of the chosen project. Furthermore, the city signs a contract with the companies. Within the contract, the city buys product units and sets terms for providing developers important data that's crucial to improve the product.
John is happy now because he gave much without spending much. NSCPD, your solution to a more innovative, smarter city.
Thank you very much. So basically, to quickly recap what just happened here, is that the NSCPD provides a framework to put together inventor and city to work together and help each other. So I quickly want to come back to John, our little inventor. So did he now actually get advertisement? Yeah, of course, because he was presented to all the cities that actually could implement his project. So you can check mark that. Did he sell units? Yeah, he actually did. He came up with a contract with the city and was able to sell actually a substantial amount of his units. And he also can work together and further improve his product because they share big data and exchange important information. And most of all, the problems we talked in the beginning with the high entry costs and the difficulties for the SMEs, we were also able to come up with a solution for that because you get a refund on your patent costs. So we were able to solve all the problems I raised in the beginning, but we actually also have further improvements. For example, we get a lot of awareness of the IP system because when we first got together, it turned out that actually many people don't actually know much about the IP system. But by electing the representatives of your city, you actually have to participate and to learn more about your IP system. So, yeah, that is the NSCPD, and I thank you very much for listening, and I'm excited to hear about your group's solutions too. Thank you very much.